The best way I can explain it is this. My brain is basically working overtime, all the time. It processes things differently, like it's constantly trying to reroute and figure things out in its own way. And that takes a lot of energy that people don't see. That shows up in everyday situations, such as medical settings. If a doctor asks me a question and then moves on really fast, I may not even process the first question. Does this hurt? Does this hurt? I wasn't even finished over here yet. My brain just needs more time. Even something like rating pain from a scale of 1 to 10 can be hard. Not because I don't want to answer, but because I need time to actually understand the question and to check in with myself. One of the most helpful things you can do is just slow down. Give us time to process. That small change can make a really big difference in my life and everyone like me. I usually bring a support person with me to my appointments, and that helps a lot. I love you, Mom. It just shows that support systems aren't just nice things to have. They actually are really important in everyday life. I also want to share a little bit about my beginning, because it connects to how we talk about FAS. My birth parents met in a rehab center in Florida. They were both struggling with their alcoholism. They left rehab after just a few days and started hitchhiking to California. At some point, my birth father left my birth mother in Arizona, and she continued to California by herself. I was born 13 weeks premature to a homeless alcoholic, and I was 2 pounds at birth. And also at birth, I was going through withdrawal. That's most of what I know. I've never known my birth father, and at one point, we worked with an investigator to try to find him, and we were told that he died in a house fire in Oregon in 2004. So there are a lot of unknowns in my story. I'm not sharing this to blame anyone. I'm sharing because the way we talk about FAS is really often oversimplified. Most of the time, the message just is, don't drink during pregnancy. And yeah, that matters, but the conversation usually stops there. And when it stops there, it can turn into this kind of blame-based thinking, like everything comes down to one person or to one singular moment. But in real life, it's more complicated than that. In my story, both of my birth parents were struggling, but because I don't have much information about my birth father, the focus has always been on my birth mother. That's just how the story usually gets told. At the same time, I do want to say something that's positive. Bringing it back to what I said originally, the fact that you're all here, taking the time to listen and to learn, that means a lot. It shows that you care and that you want to do better as individuals. If I could leave you with 2 things to remember, it would be this. First, even when you know someone who has FAS, it's easy to forget that they have a disability because you can't see it. I don't think that comes from a bad place. It does affect how people are treated, though. So just remember that invisible disabilities are still real, and let that shape how you communicate and how you support people, especially the people that you love and hold dear to your heart. Second, try to move away from the blame-based understanding of FAS. When we focus on just one person or one moment, we miss the bigger picture. And we miss chances to actually improve support and care. And just to come back for a second to something you were talking about earlier, paternal alcohol use. I think it's important to say that this is still something we don't fully understand or talk about nearly enough as we should. In my life, I don't have answers about my birth father, but that doesn't mean his role doesn't matter. It just means it wasn't really explored. So as you keep having these conversations, I hope you keep expanding the lens and looking at the full picture. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about understanding FAS as an idea. It's about understanding people like me who live with it every day. I appreciate you all coming to my TED Talk. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you so much.